Good evening. Hello, everyone. I wanted to come to you all and talk about dating for a quick second. I know some of you all are probably watching my latest video, The Lannister Twins or Art, but if you're interested in joining this conversation, I'm definitely interested in having it with you all. I want to have two conversations, two lives we're going to do before I get ready and have go out and have drinks with my friends. Well, with my friends. So let's talk about dating. I want to have a conversation about it. As you all know, I am a queer black man, um, and my experiences have only been dating the same sex, dating men. So, you know, my experience is coming from a queer experience. So that's all I can talk about. I can probably speak a little bit about heterosexuality, but I don't, can't get into in depth in it. And I feel like if I'm not talking about it enough, or my experiences might, make some people say, well, women will go through that, or heterosexuals go through that. You know how to make their correlation or whatever. But I want to talk about, my experiences of dating. So as you all know, and if you listen to the podcast, I have not, talked about men are trash in a minute. Hey Quentin, I haven't talked about that I haven't talked about it in a minute. And there's a couple of reasons why I kind of took a step back from the dating thing. I just kind of stopped talking about it. I just kind of saying, hey, I'm going to be dedicated to my business and my career and everything that I'm doing, and making sure that I'm working on my stuff. Adam sex relationship have the same problems as hetero Adam sex relationships. Adam sex relationship. I've never heard that before. But just dating, child, just dating is complicated for someone who is kind of a public figure. I hate using that term, but I feel like I have to, because me dating someone is completely different than, if I wasn't as known. Like, I can talk to someone and I can think they'd be interested, and then they can take whatever information they think they know, or whatever, they can make up a story and essentially take it somewhere and, call me out. So I can't even do normal things of like probably sharing a new photo or something like that. I'm not able to do that. So it makes it a little bit more complicated. And I just noticed how difficult it was, like dating guys and being, in the community and dating other men. And, that's one of the things we ask for, like, hey, can you send me a nude? You like send me this and that. And I'm trying not to jump to it so quickly, because I don't want to be sending nude pictures to 10, 12 different people in a 1 month period. I'm just not interested in doing that. And I don't want to, it's an issue. I don't want it to run into a problem where I'm getting online and my new photos are on Twitter or Instagram, or somebody is posting them on some thread on, some site or something. So yeah, it just made me think, because I think for while I just kind of just cut off the relationship thing. Lord, news like a regular intro. Yes, a lot of people in relationship, they're dating and they'll send news automatically just after we're talking in person for a couple of, like, a week or so, or a couple of days. A couple of hours. They will send a nude. They would send an ass picture, a dick picture really quickly. That's just not me. I've never really kind of been that person. I might send something, used to, but I don't send that now. I just don't. I don't. I don't want to do that. I respect you for taking your time, because it seems like people are more interested and hurting someone and exposing them rather than actually dating someone serious. As I run into that, and I don't want to make it seem, because this a double-edged sword, because I can be a little bit more private, a little bit more, to myself. And people think, oh, you think because you famous that somebody's trying to expose you. You think that I'm gonna do you like that, but it's not necessarily that. I'm not saying that I don't trust you, but I need to make sure that I'm protecting myself. And I think that's the same thing that we used to do even when we having sex with people. It's not about, I'm not sure, if you have an STI or what you have, but I'm taking responsibility for my own sexual health and making sure that, we use whatever preventative measures. Let it be condoms, or let it be PrEP, or let it be, even making sure that we have adequate lube, and making sure we're having sex in a semi safe location or whatever. And I'm feeling safe, period, because there's really no thing. There's no such thing as safe sex, because sex is it's sex. There's no such thing as you can put on a condom and then you can be having sex with a person and the person doesn't take your body into account. They might be, not wanting to stop, or they might want to hurt you, or they might, try to rape you because they think that you're naked in their house and that your body is there. So there's no such thing. You take a risk every time you have sex, and it's not just, contracting STIs, HIV, and all that type of. It's a whole bunch of things that go into that, especially, hearing women's stories of telling men no and feeling pressured to have sex because of certain things. Sex, love, and happiness. Thank you so much, Haha TV, for the birthday wishes. I always put so much pressure on myself, end up sending news so they don't leave. It annoys me. Aaron, I don't think you need to feel pressured. And I feel like that is trash. You don't need to feel pressure to send something. You should feel it because you want to share something. That is your body. And I think sometimes we need to understand when we are sharing that we cannot get that shit back. I know I might sound like somebody, grandma or some shit, but if you share like a new photo or whatever, and this person is not interested in talking to you, know how it goes. We talk to some people, we burn out, and we talk to somebody else, we burn out, and we go on and so forth and on and on. It spins. All these people are going to have pictures of you in their phone, private photos of you. And what is saying that not one out of these 5 or 6 people might say, hey, I'm going to share this with somebody else. Like, I'm going to send this to my friend because this shit look good. I'm going to send it to my friend. I don't want to be in that situation where my nude photos are in someone's album. I just don't want to deal with getting online and seeing my news on social media. I just don't want to ever have to deal with that. I want to that'll take away from my credibility. I can't get on here and talk about what is going on in the White House. I can't talk about what Azealia Banks is going through. And people are automatically asking me, girl, I just seen your booty hole. I just seen your dick. I just seen all this type of stuff. So I'm not trying to jump into that. Sex is very taboo, if that's how you spell it. It's TABOO. What did my favorite guy, JT, say? I'm trying to see what he said. Jordan said, I think one of the biggest misconceptions in the gay community is that PrEP is a cure for HIV, and it's not. You can still contract it. A lot of guys are oblivious to it. So let's talk about PrEP a little bit since Jordan brought it up. PrEP is not it's not a cure. It is a preventative drug it stands for pre-exposure prophylaxis. It prevents you it lessens your chance of contracting HIV. Now, Jordan is saying that you can still contract it. Yeah, but it's a 99.9 chance if you're on your regimen, you're taking it like it's prescribed, you're getting tested, all this type of stuff. There is a 99% chance that you're not going to contract HIV. And I need people to understand that HIV it's something serious. And I think a lot of people need to understand that people having these negative, conversations about PrEP are kind of not helpful. Like when we saying stuff like, oh, PrEP it's not that, but it's something. Okay. And it's something better than condoms because we know a lot of people don't like to use condoms. We know that. And there's nothing wrong with admitting that you don't like to use condoms, but we need to have all types of toolkits in our in our tool bag. You might be dating someone that does not want to use condoms, and you might say, well, this is what PrEP is for. You might date someone that likes to use condoms every once in a while or whatever. See, that's just that's protecting yourself. So anyone can get on PrEP, but a lot of doctors are trash when it gets to that. Some doctors will say, if you're not having sex with someone who's HIV positive, you don't need to be dating. You don't need to be taking it. If you are, some of these doctors are just not educated on the matter. Someone says no condom, no sex. So that's stay woke's position. They said they're not having, condomless sex. They're not doing it. I'm just going to be honest. I don't like to use condoms during sex. I don't think there's nothing wrong with it. I think we need to be honest and just say that sex is like a natural thing. So, I mean, when we're in the moment, we want to just get it in. We ain't trying to be grabbing all these things and taking away from. So it's nothing wrong with that. My only reservation regarding PrEP is that it's been out long enough to really. Mm. It's on. Bitch, my throat. Mm. My only reservation regarding PrEP is that it hasn't been out long enough to really know the long-term effects of using it, especially because you have used it every day. But I agree, it's something. Honestly, PrEP has been around for a while. A lot of people have not taken it. So I'll tell you about PEP. From what I learned, PEP is a drug that people were taking if they were exposed to it, like if they work in the healthcare field and, say a nurse is taking blood and she pricks her finger and she's exposed to blood from a patient or whatever. They would prescribe her PEP, like a drug that she'll take, I think, within a couple of days to help her fight off it, like, lessen her chances of contracting the HIV virus. So yes, it's not like people have been taking it. It's a lot of stuff, but we know like the effects when it comes to HIV, and we know that it's happening. Like we know, people living with HIV and the long-term commitment, comes with being insecure and all that type of stuff. So it's really up to you. But a lot of stuff that we're doing, we don't know the long-term effects. We don't know the long-term effects when it comes to using cell phones, putting up into our ear. We don't know the long-term effects when it comes to these radio waves that are going in and out, microwaves, all that type of stuff. If you think the government is making sure that all these things that we're using are not affecting us long-term, you are sadly mistaken. We're still finding things in food that is affecting us long-term wise. So yeah, I don't think that's a good enough excuse. I think that when it comes to sex, when we talk about sex, period, sex is very taboo. We don't, like my guy Tristan said, sex is very taboo. So when you're talking about things associated with sex, as far as medications and stuff, we're already looking at it negative, like, well, you don't need to be having sex. And that might not be what you're thinking automatically, but it's just like, yeah, you're gonna have some reservations. It's like, I don't know, but we do other things, and we need to look at sex as just a natural thing. We like to have sex, and there's nothing wrong with it. That's why we need to start from that. Like, we need to get it out of our heads that stop shaming people for wanting to be sexually active. I think that is the beginning of the problem, because once you attack that, you don't have to worry about people saying, well, I contracted gonorrhea or syphilis or any of that. People won't be ashamed to go get tested. But people are ashamed because if I get test positive for syphilis, someone's going to say, well, bitch, you got that shit from being nasty and having sex. But bitch, you having sex too, bitch. You out here slurping on some penis too. Well, I'm headed home. Hopefully you're still alive when I get home. Sex is a natural human need. There are a lot of research in microwaves. Never stand directly in front of it unless you have. Yeah, but there's other things too, child. Microwaves have came a long way. There are videos on YouTube about MGTOW. Women are, I don't know what that means. There is a cure for HIV out there, just don't know it. I don't know nothing about that exactly, Ashley, but like just said, it's still helping somewhat. What did Ashley say? I didn't see what Ashley said. PrEP is taken within 72 hours, otherwise it's a small chance to have it. So that's PEP. There's PEP and then there's PrEP. And it's different. PrEP, I think it takes at least 2 weeks for men for it to be at its highest potential, and I think it's longer for women because of the vaginal walls and things around the walls and stuff. So it's got to get into your bloodstream and all that type of stuff. But it's lesser for men than it is for women. PrEP isn't talked about enough. I encourage any Black queer man who is actively having sex, I encourage them to take PrEP. I highly encourage you all to take PrEP. I'm just going to be completely honest. Now, for my women, I'm not sure how to even have that conversation. I think everyone needs to be taking it, honestly. Maybe that will help. What are the side effects? I don't know them off the top of my head, James, but I would definitely have a conversation about that in the future. I'm not sure. What's going on, Toledo? I think it's like stomach cramps, bone density. If I'm not sure. It's a couple of them, but it's side effects come with all drugs and shit. The side effects come with Tylenol. What is PrEP? PrEP stands for pre-exposure prophylaxis. It is a drug to help you. Let me just make sure I get the official definition. Let me look it up. Definition. Let me make sure. Girl, who? Let me look it up. Yes, I had it right. Pre-exposure prophylaxis. Pre-exposure prophylaxis or PrEP is a way for people who do not have HIV, but who are up at a substantial risk of getting it to prevent HIV infection by taking a pill every day. The pill brand name Truvada contains two medicines. Tenofovir, girl, look, and I'm not saying that, and they are used in combination with other medicines to treat HIV. When someone is exposed to HIV through sex or injection drug use, these medicines can work to keep the virus from establishing a permanent infection. When taken consistently, PrEP has been shown to reduce the risk of HIV infection in people who are at high risk by up to 92%. PrEP is much less effective. If it's not taken consistently. Yes, remember when I said that? We got to be consistent on our regimens. Side effects of PrEP can be kidney issues. Yeah, but the doctor can run tests to make sure the kidney function is okay. Yes. Long-term side effects. There are concerns in relation to reduced kidney function and bone mineral density. I did see something about that, James. I did see something about that. That was a thing, and I noticed that other doctors and stuff were prescribing those people vitamin D and other stuff. That it is a conversation, about things, but they're supposed to run tests and stuff to make sure that you are even able to, because not everybody can get on PrEP. You got to make sure your body can even, deal with the medicines and stuff. And it's the same thing as, people getting it for blood pressure medicine and stuff, because some black folks can't take I think it's lisinopril. One of those medications don't work well with black folks. It's a blood pressure medication that has some bad side effects for black people. But there are other drugs given to people who are positive, right? Yes. Yes. Amlodipine. You better know it. I used to work at a pharmacy, and there used to be conversation. One woman went off. She said, "I do not want to be taking amlodipine. I'm not. I used to deal with black women going off about this shit. My husband ain't finna be on no amlodipine, bitch. That shit." Yeah. So I think they were even taking. I can't think of the other blood pressure medication, but we get back into conversations like that. I know we're supposed to be talking about the CDC and shit. I mean dating and stuff. But this conversation is good. I'm glad we're going this way. When most companies are doing drug testing and all that type of stuff, in the beginning, they were not making sure that black and brown folks were, that this stuff works for them too. They were only looking at the body from a white person's perspective. And we know that our DNA is not completely different, but a little bit different. Some things affect white folks that don't affect us. I mean, that's just what it is. So when these scientists and all these folks and these people are getting money to do research and shit, they're not looking at black folks. They're not looking at diseases and stuff. That's why you got stuff like sickle cell. A lot of white people don't have sickle cell. That's like a black thing. That's just a lot of white people probably don't have. I think it's higher in black and brown people. If I'm not not 100% sure, but from what I've heard, that's a black and brown person thing. Sickle cell. And when I looked it up, they said actually sickle cell was some type of thing that our bodies were doing to make sure that we were not getting what's the name of that damn mosquito-borne disease? It was keeping our bodies from the mosquitoes from being able to access our blood and shouldn't fuck us up. Long term, some folks start to suffer inflammation due to amlodipine, but it controls blood pressure best in African Americans. Okay, come on. James said he a doctor today, bitch. Come on, putting on our white coats and shit. Malaria, yeah. So that said, that was the thing. Like our bodies evolving to deal with that. And that's why it's not a lot of stuff. Like my eyes get big every time I do this shit. That's why it's not a lot of drugs and stuff to help with people with sickle cell, because they're not spending money on that shit. That's black folk shit. So yeah. Karma Kaboom is the okay. I have nothing to do with Karma Kaboom, but I'm gonna make sure that we talk. Yes, in all medical, psychological related research, experience use white bodies as the normative group. But we know that's not always the case, because remember what happened with the Tuskegee Airmen? They were getting, injected with syphilis and being tested and stuff. You know about that? Like that shit was trash. Like they was like, okay, girl, we gonna get these folks, we gonna check their ass and shit and see how it affects them. Like that shit was trash. So there's so much. There's so much. But I don't want to spend this whole video talking about that, but I will make sure that the next time I have a conversation about this, I am sitting with someone who is a little bit more informed, who does the work every day. But I do want to talk about dating. Dating is complicated. I think it's complicated for me, like I said, being a public figure and having to deal with certain things like a person, are they interested in me, or are they interested in me from what they see online? Because every once in a while, I would talk to someone who said they did not know me, and then they did know me. They said, well, I saw a couple of your videos. Like they wouldn't tell me initially in the beginning, but then they would tell me. Then I would get folks who have to learn what I do, and that my career kind of comes first, and that I have to be kind of hard on myself, and I need someone to push me to go further than I am. I need somebody to make me think about the things that I'm not thinking about. Trust is a major thing, and it affects me down to every little fiber of my being. If I don't feel like I can trust that person, I cannot be sexually involved with that person. Y'all, there's a guy on YouTube that's reading Omarosa's book, and he's hilarious. Okay. I'm thinking that was something else. They know of you. I don't think everybody does, but I have walked into some, dates and stuff where they say they don't, and then they do. Or they say, hey, I'm talking to this person, and then they show the person the picture. And the person would like, oh, bitch, I had this one guy. He was from DC. Cute, tall, brown skin, caramel, complexion type of guy. I love men with big eyes. He just has some beautiful eyes and beautiful gowns. And we were just talking, having conversation and stuff. And then he ended up showing his friend a picture of me. And then the friend had then pulled up my YouTube videos and started playing it. This was like 3 years ago. This is when I first moved to Atlanta. And the guy stopped talking to me. Like he stopped talking to me abruptly. Like I didn't know what happened. So he come to find out, he said, yeah. He said, I saw it and I just got a little bit, scared because I wasn't sure what type of person he was. And you said you did a little something, but I didn't know it was that big. That was 3 years ago. I'm pretty sure I was like at 25, 30,000 subscribers now. So now I'm at 104,000 subscribers, and my Instagram almost 30 something thousand followers, Twitter, this and that. So people have probably saw me once or twice. I've been on the Shade Room a couple of times. People have probably saw me. So some people might think that this is me 24/7. Like this is Justin all the time. And I'm like, yeah, it's a product of me, but it's not. And this is something me and Adrian talk about a lot, because trust is everything to me. And I love the stuff that I do. I love this, I love doing, these videos, podcasts, all of that. Yes, we do still do the For the Culture podcast. The episodes come out every Wednesday. You should date a fan, not a group, but a fan. They will be so happy to be around you. Typhus, I don't know if that is safe. I don't want to date a fan. I don't think that's safe. I don't think that's safe because they've only essentially seen 10, 15 minutes out of me a day. That's it. Like they've not seen me, how I am when I go to bed, how I am when it comes to my cleanliness, how agitated I get, how sometimes my mood changes and I just want to sit my ass down and I might not want to go out. Like I'm a homebody. There's a lot of things that come with me. And I think someone needs to be able to compliment that. No, my brother, no fan. No. I probably have talked to a fan before, but it's never been like a fan. I think I probably talked, but Um, yes, a fan is attracted to online, Justin, not 24/7. Now I probably have hooked up with a fan or once or whatever, and I didn't know until they kind of told me. Could you date another content creator? I don't think. I think I tried to, and I don't think that works for me. I thought ultimately, I'm going to be completely honest. I really thought that was something that I was going to have to be with. But then after talking to them and talking to other content creators, it just did not, it didn't do anything for me. I thought I was going to get someone, I was going to be interested. I'm talking like I'm already married, which is so funny. I thought I would be interested in someone who is this person who wants to talk about intellectual shit all the time. I thought that was something that I liked, like talking about this shit, like bitch, yes, girl, you white people trash, like this and that, like bitch, massage, like talking about all this shit that's going on. But then I just so happen to run into somebody who does not and kind of does not really understand that stuff, but is willing to listen. But when I started talking to them, it just, I was like, damn, like I really don't miss it. Like I've talked to people who, are intellectuals and shit, and they don't, some of them do something for me, and some of them don't. But someone who was not did a lot for me, and I'm shook by that. Are you open to interracial dating? I know for myself, dating with your own race helps me find someone that understands you. You know what I mean? So, I am open to dating interracial. I don't think that I will be in a relationship ultimately with a person who's non-black. I just don't see it, but I don't know. I don't know if I'm ready to do all that work. It's a lot of work that comes with with that dating someone who is non-black. It's a lot. I can do some stuff with some black folk, and black folks will be able to understand it, even if they are kind of, have some views that shit, but they might be problematic because we all do. But I think I'm willing to, have that conversation with a person who is black versus a person who is non-black. And honestly, I don't think I'm going to be dating anyone anytime soon. I think what I have going on right now is working for me. I think the situationship that I am in um, makes me happy. I feel like the person that I've been talking to like really kind of completes me in a way. Like I'm not interested in dating anybody else. I think I'm kind of like done. I didn't want to say anything, but I've noticed it over time that I'm not as interested as in dating anybody else. I think I kind of found it, but I'm not sure. I'm just not sure. I think that's just me being scared. But I'm like the situation I'm in now. I think the person that I've been talking to makes me very happy, and they complete me. And I'm not in a relationship. It feels like sometimes I am, but I'm not. Just you talk too much. I know I do. Do you think your situation will turn into a relationship? I think it will. A lot of other people think it will. Some people think it already is, but I'm not in a relationship because I need to know that this is what it is. I need to know that this person is essentially interested in me like that. So, but they make me happy. They make me feel. They make me complete. So I'm just scared of making it official and things could. I don't know. And somebody said, Justin, you saying all this bad shit, but it can potentially be all this good shit. And that is true. Relationships are too much work, Jolie. They are a lie. Hey, from London. Come on, I'm gonna give it a beat. But I never saw myself with a non-black person. I just didn't see that. Can you talk about colorism in the black community and relationships? Honestly, we're going to end this live in a minute, and we're going to hop into the discussion about Azalea Banks and this what's the name episode for a quick minute because I have some views on that. Tristan said he's been dating since 15 and he only like 16 now, so it's a full-time job. Tristan, seeing you grow is so beautiful. It's so beautiful. I have so many young queer people who follow me, and it's so beautiful watching them. Like my guy, what is his name? God damn it, he stays in fucking Florida. I might be putting his information out, but damn, I cannot think of his name. But he goes to FAMU, such an intelligent young man. That's beautiful just seeing him grow up from like the little nerdy motherfucker to out here writing whole pieces and stuff and interviewing people. It's just beautiful. It's so beautiful. It's not too much work if you start off with honest honest and what you want. Social media puts pressure on relationship when it could be so much smoother. Leah said she saw my comment about Azalea Banks. We're gonna get to it. I hate that people portray college students as super sexual, and that we shouldn't go to college with their partner. That's it. Only been dating 2 years, and it's a headache. Why? We're gonna get into it. Is your boo a Leo like you? No, he is not a Leo. I think he's an Aries. I think my first boyfriend was an Aries, if I'm not mistaken. It's better to stay single until the right one comes. Girl, how do we know, Ann? How do we know the right person is here? How do we know that shit? How? Tell us. How? Kat says she's been single for 4 years and counting. So I was in a relationship last year for a week. We talked for a week. Well, we dated for several months, but we was in a relationship for a week, and that was it. And I just had a conversation with him now today about like why we don't talk as much and stuff. But yeah, that's interesting. But my last relationship before that was in 2012. Me and my ex Darius were together for like almost a year. You're looking for your love pyramid. People don't date no more. People don't date no more. All they do is this. I actually was working on a blog post about speed. What is it called? Speed dating. Some type of dating where we fall in love with a person within a week. We're sharing pictures. We're doing all this type of stuff. And we moving on to the next person. Essentially, we've only fallen in love with that person because of the way that person looks. And then we're on to the next because social media has made it so easy for us to see someone else. Like there's millions of people online and there are so many people who look different. So we've started to become attracted to a person's, physical features, and that's it. We get high off of it, and then we move on to the next person. And we're looking for a high that will never come back. We're looking for a high that will never come back because if I meet, let's say me and Wu-Tang, we go out, he's cute. I think he's super attractive. But the only thing that's making me interested in Wu-Tang is that he's cute. I essentially went through his whole social media thing. I've looked at his pictures and stuff. I want to see more of him. I've seen him and I like him and I want to know more. And then I'm burnt out. And then I so happened to see Chris Tang. And Chris Tang might wear glasses and they might be light skin or something. I'm like, oh shit, this one cute too. So it's just like, okay, I done dated this motherfucker. He look good. It's like I'm looking for a high. I'm looking for the high that the first Chris gave me. And I'm not going to ever get it. And I feel like social media hasn't connected us, but disconnected us because we're looking for highs now. We're not looking to understand their person. We're not looking to learn about their person. We just like their person because they're attractive. And social media has made us for us to be able to go through their shit, their whole life within a second. And it's helpful, but kind of, anti the same, same spec. I'm afraid to get into a relationship. I might cheat because of that. Yeah. And that's something I thought about. Like, is this it? Or am I going to see somebody else on social media that is more attractive? Because even today I saw somebody on Facebook that I thought was very attractive, very my type. And I know nothing about this person, but the pictures of them turned me on and just like shit. Like, but let's say I do talk to this person and let's say they ain't shit. But I'm only looking off the pictures and pictures that got me so woo. How nigga the week goes to. Everyone can cheat. Yes, me and ask for your IG name before your real name. Pudding Pop, I don't like to get my social media out. I've been in a situation for about 2 years, but it's my time to move on. Castro, I have always been intrigued by your relationship status. I do know you like older men, but I've always been intrigued, like, Castro like these daddy-ish men. And he's such a cute little chocolate motherfucker. But it's so interesting because he seems like he's in a relationship, but he's not really in a relationship. I would like to have a conversation with Castro to know more about him and what's going on in his life because I just think it's interesting. I've been following his ads for a minute. I am calling some shots. I love to call some boom to freedom. But Castro, I gotta talk to you. I gotta figure out what's going on. What's wrong with the dad? Oh shit, ain't nothing wrong with the dad because sometimes I look like a daddy too. But my little stomach getting a little bigger. Shit, I'm be more daddish, and I get a little bit more corn in my account. I'd be daddy. Older men trash too. Girl, Brittany, they are trash as fuck. I can't like I can't. I had an older man order my fucking food for me, and that shit turned me off and turned me on at the same time. It's like, girl, what is this? Is this anti-blackness? Would you date someone that's not on social media? Oh, fuck yes. And catch these teas. While we talking about that, I also want to talk about dating someone who has a freak account. How does that shit work? How can you date a porn star? Ooh, shit. I think we talked about it in the podcast. You are exactly right, older men are hoes. I'm not a hoe though. I've never dealt with abuse. I've never been in an abusive relationship. Now, me and my ex in 2012, we did get to fight, but I've never been in an abusive relationship. Yeah, freak accounts. Okay, so freak accounts is something like a Twitter account, but they just use it for sex. And they have all types of pictures and stuff on there. So yeah. So oh my God, life is so complicated because essentially I would never date. I'm not gonna get into all my tea. Like a porn person, yes, but everybody can be a porn star now. Yes, child. Y'all ain't forgetting to my tea. I ain't got that much. There's no alcohol in me. I'm late 30s, early 40s. I am old. I'm 31. The fuck y'all talking about? Castro be liking these 50-year-old men so he can. But Castro, are you a top or bottom? I want to know. Are you verse? Wait, never mind. I don't get my. What mine is mine. Yeah, I can't. That's my thing. Would you date a white boy who is a bear? I'm not sure. I've never had a white bear or a white man approach me. Yeah, okay, Castro. I do Castro A with a big dick bottom with a pretty chocolate booty. That's so interesting. I am older. I'm 31. I'm old in gay years. Castro, I can only imagine how they is. They be the and Castro be in this motherfucker like this, bitch. That'd be so cute to see bottoms do that when they dick be about this big and they be laying with their legs up doing that. It is such a beautiful thing. I love big dick bottoms. I'm not old, but I'm older. Imagine Google your partner. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Cat, I know I ain't old, but it's old in gay year. Have you changed since a teenager? Have you felt about with home? Yeah, because I didn't think I was going to marry a guy. I thought that shit was disgusting. I thought burning hell. I thought that was the type of shit, So you a top. Off a straight man, child, no kids. Old and wise is the key. What's the T? Old and wise is the key, girl. Sometimes them hoes be old and horny, but everybody's horny. Castro, I flirted with Castro 2 years in a row, and he has completely paid my ass dust every time. He got him a man. He's dating a pastor or a preacher or some shit. But we're about to end this live. We're gonna hop into the conversation about Azealia Banks, colorism, and this Wild 'N Out episode because I probably won't be here when it comes on, but I want to have a discussion about it. So join me in the next 2 minutes. We're gonna talk about it, and we're gonna get some honest and quick answers. I love y'all. Talk y'all a minute. Come on. I'll see you back in like 2 minutes. Bye.